So let's find our comfortable seat, my friends, cross-legged or on your knees, and we'll begin our bellows breath together. Alors, c'est une respiration diaphragmatique, si tu n'es pas habitué. C'est un inspire et expire dont on sort et on rentre l'abdomen et on respire principalement par le nez. So it's a diaphragmatic breath where the inhale and exhale are quite vigorous. So you want to make sure that you're activating the diaphragm as you breathe. So it's and we're going to add arm movement to that today. Okay, on y va avec le mouvement des bras autour de 20 cycles. So let's go for about 20 cycles of this breath. We'll start slow if you're used to it and you have a pace that you're comfortable with, then please feel free. You're in the comfort of your own home. All right, so let's begin, my friends. On commence avec les bras au-dessus de la tête, le corps détendu, mais la colonne bien allongée. On inspire, expire par le nez. Continue. L'inspiration, l'expiration égale. So we fill and empty the lungs fairly vigorously, balancing the inhale and exhale. Prochaine inspiration, retiens le souffle. Inhale, hold. Expire, exhale, hold the breath out. Retain. Relax and breathe naturally. On respire naturellement. Ressens les effets de notre premier cycle de Basrika Pranayam, bellows breath, first cycle out of 3. Allow your energy to settle. Imagine that you are feeling that sap rise. Just like we talked this time of year as the maple trees, the sap is rising. Imagine your prana, your vital energy rising from the base to the crown as we energize the anterior body today. Deuxième cycle, let's begin. Emphasize the inhale and the exhale, different than Kapalabhati, where we're focusing on the exhale. Here we're emphasizing both. Keep going. Expand the belly. Use your diaphragmatic muscles. Quand tu vas inspirer, retiens. Inhale, hold the breath in. Exhale, hold the breath out. Suspends l'expiration. Relax, respire naturellement. Let your breath flow naturally. Fais un balayage de ton corps, de la tête aux pieds, on détend. Allow all the muscles in your body just to soften. There's a steadiness in your body and a suppleness at the same time without rigidity in your spine. There's no forcing or straining. Let's prepare for our final cycle. Dernier cycle maintenant. On y va. Choisis ton rythme et on repart. Start with the inhale. Next, inhale, hold the inhale, retain at the end of the inhalation. And then exhale, retiens la fin de l'expiration maintenant, retain out. Relax and breathe. Respire naturellement. Allowing the theme today, these longer days, bringing more light into our life. With the spring, more energy, there's more growth, there's more life. So let's bring that growth and that light and that life into our bodies now for increased vitality, vibrancy, clarity, endurance, and awakening. Beautiful. So those are our 3 cycles of Bastrika Pranayam. Let's take an all-four position, but an exaggerated position. Alors, à 4 pattes maintenant, mais avec les mains plus larges que les épaules et les genoux plus larges que la largeur des hanches. On plie les orteils, so let's flex the toes as well. Spread the fingers nice and wide. And we'll begin big body circles. Ça va être des mouvements circulaires maintenant du corps au complet. Transfère le poids, la main gauche, genou droite et main droite. Continue de telle façon de faire des grands mouvements circulaires pour réveiller toutes les articulations, comme si tu veux augmenter la circulation, le flot sanguin vers les jointures, nos muscles, les tissus. So get the juices flowing as you lubricate all the joints in your body here, your toes, your ankles, your knees, hips, spine, and just move instinctively. What needs to be moved? Connect. Where is there rigidity in your body? Where might there be tension today? Can we just go into those little places and invite movement and breath? Change directions pour aller dans l'autre sens. Inspire une partie de ton cercle et expire de l'autre partie. So just start getting everything moving. You may want to inhale on one part of your circle and exhale on the next part of your circle. Invite all parts of your body, your hips and your spine and your shoulders. Keep the elbows soft. And the wrists and the hands are firm to support you. Just a couple more times here. Good. After that next exhalation, sit back towards your heels, vers une forme de posture de l'enfant, mais pas tout à fait. On va étirer les pieds, les orteils. So reach the hands forward, sit back towards your heels. Alors, avec les genoux un peu écartés, descends la cage thoracique vers l'intérieur des 2 cuisses. Berce le corps de droite à gauche. On réchauffe le corps. We're just preparing all the joints in our body before moving into deeper poses. So now inhale and exhale, flexion, extension of the spine. Inspire, vas-y à 4 pattes encore une fois, ou peut-être plus loin en extension. Et à l'expiration, reviens vers tes talons. Rapproche les genoux la largeur des hanches et les mains la largeur des épaules. So our knees are lined up with our hips and our hands are lined up with our shoulders. And just start to rock your body forward and back. You may choose to come to the table pose uniquely, or if you can roll those shoulders down and back and expand the collarbones, perhaps you want to go deeper into extension. So listen to the signals of your body. Does that feel good to go into extension? If it brings pinching or pain, don't go that far. If it provokes a little bit of a deeper stretch, that's okay. If it stops the flow of your breath, then you need to adjust your full range of motion so that you can find a range that you can breathe, inhale on extension and exhale on flexion. And we'll just do that a couple more times, in and out. So the next time you come back to the child's pose, quand tu termines ici en flexion, relaxe tes pieds, glisse les mains vers tes cuisses, let's slide the hands to the thighs, and sweep the arms back and up above the head. So reaching all the way up. Bend your toes, flexion des orteils encore une fois, et essaye de créer un poids égal dans chacun de tes orteils. So try to fan out your toes and bring some even weight into each one of your toes. Bring the knees right under the hips and start to draw the tailbone straight down. Create length and stretch from the tailbone downwards and the crown of your head upwards. Alors on étire et on allonge la colonne vertébrale de la base, le coccyx, jusqu'au sommet de la tête. Descends les mains ensuite sur le bas du dos. Let's support our lower back with our hands. Draw the elbows towards one another and begin to arch through the upper back. So pelvis and lower back will stay stable. So draw the bum in, let the hips start to open. Alors, on va avoir un thème de la chaîne antérieure aujourd'hui, le devant de notre corps principalement. This will be mostly an anterior chain practice. So we want to start to open up the front body as much as possible. And as you come back to neutral, hands on the hips, let's place the right foot forward. Alors, on va commencer avec le pied droit devant. Okay, ancre dans la plante de ton pied et le talon, et on va garder les orteils fléchis en arrière. So just start with a nice 90 degree approximately angle here at both knees. And then rock yourself in and out of that lunge pose. Fait comme tu veux bercer ton corps un peu dans la position de fente. It's a form of an Anjaneyasana, so a higher lunge before moving into some deeper lunges. You can keep your back knee on the floor. We'll move this into a bit of a half splits to start to wake up the hips. Alors, si vous avez des tensions dans les hanches, ça va être merveilleux de réduire les adhérences et les tensions autour de ton bassin. So any of you out there need a little bit more opening through the psoas, I think most of us do. This will be great. So take the hands to the floor. Si tu as des blocs, tu peux placer les mains sur des blocs. Ou tu peux garder le bout des doigts au sol complètement. So if you're using blocks, let's just start to rock back and we'll release the back toes so you can press into the top of your foot. And then roll forward, you can curl the toes back under. Alors on continue le mouvement de bercement, un demi-splits vers une fente. So as we move through this motion, initiate the movement from your hips. So as you go forward, the pubic bone reaches downwards, the tailbone tucks down slightly, and the heart and sternum begin to lift. So you're creating that length and that space. Let's do a couple more times in movement. Encore 2 fois en mouvement. Initie le mouvement avec le bassin et les hanches. Le pubis qui descend, la hanche qui descend, le sternum, la partie supérieure de la poitrine qui remonte. Et on va rester dans la position de demi-splits, this half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana coming there. Les mains peuvent être soit ici, ou mi-chemin, ou à côté de ton pied. So find where you feel the most stable with your hand position. And as you pull back into the half splits, initiate the movement from your right sit bone. So draw the right sit bone back. On étire l'ischion droite vers l'arrière, le ventre vers la cuisse. Et on a un poids égal sur notre pied en avant et notre genou. So try to balance your weight here on your front foot and your back knee. And then flex your front foot. Let's take the toes towards you. Flexion de ton pied, les orteils vers toi. Point et flex comme ça quelques fois. And just a little point and flex to say hello to the back of the thigh and the calves. So as much as the theme is anterior body, we do need to balance out the musculature and the tissues around the leg. Now, when your foot is flexed, stay there. Garde le pied fléchi maintenant et fais un petit mouvement de rotation interne et externe. Can you roll the upper thigh bone in and out? Okay, so that will get nicely through the back of the leg, the calf, right up towards the gluteal area and the lower back. All right, so let's bring that foot back underneath. Inspire, lève les 2 bras en haut, à genoux. Plie les orteils, curl the toes under. Bring your bum in, draw the tailbone down, lift through the sternum, expand the collarbone, hands to the lower back. Alors, après l'élongation, replace les mains sur le bas du dos. Rapproche les coudes ensemble, arque le haut du dos principalement. The upper back will extend here. On rapproche les coudes. Ouverture, on est libre dans notre cou, le mâchoire, le visage. Reviens vers le neutre, les mains sur les hanches, l'autre pied devant. So as you come back to neutral, step your left foot forward. So about a 90 degree here at the knee. And same thing in the back. And you can start with your toes still curled under. Try to create some space there between your toes. And then rock forward and back. Start some gentle movement. Alors, en mouvement, en gardant le bassin dans sa position neutre, coccyx vers le bas, pubis et les 2 hanches à niveau. So the more lined up you are with regards to your joints, the more efficiently you will be able to target specific muscles and to release some deep tensions and correct some of our postural patterns that might not be ideal. Good. It feels nice to start to open the right hip. We'll go a little bit deeper. La prochaine fois, en avant, on va aller un petit peu plus loin avec les mains au sol. So again, either fingertips on the ground, or if you're using yoga blocks to bring you up a little higher, or shoe boxes, anything that you might have at home. Okay. So you can release the back foot. Relâche le pied en arrière. Appuie sur le dessus de ton pied. So our back knee is relaxed. I'm pressing into the top of the back foot. Hips move down, sternum lifts up, and then rock into the half splits. On berce entre les deux postures. Tu peux servir de tes orteils en arrière. Reviens, demi-splits, Ardha Hanumanasana, and then release your foot, come forward. So find the range of motion here that feels good for your body. And all we're doing is basically curious exploration. Where do you feel that there might be some places that are calling for your attention here today? End of the week. We're just kind of moving in and out, balancing the weight on the knee and the foot. Essaie d'équilibrer ton poids entre ton genou et ton pied. Et on guide le mouvement avec le fessier gauche. So your right hip and butt is going to move back. That's where the movement comes from as you flex back. So one more time, dernière fois comme ça en mouvement, et on reste en arrière, les mains soit sous les épaules, mi-chemin ou à côté de ton pied. Balance your weight again, foot and knee, bien équilibré. Flexion, extension de ton pied et la cheville, so get the foot moving. Breathing in, breathing out. Allow the breath to flow in and out through your nose. Et on respire. Balancé, rythmé. Finding that balance in your breath, and we start to find it more in our bodies. When we find that balance in our mind, our bodies, our breaths, then you know what? Naturally, it starts to show up in our life, and things are more harmonious. And I don't know about you, but I like it when my life is more harmonious and when things flow. When I practice my yoga, it certainly helps keep everything in flow. And if it's not in flow, then we're more easily able to navigate whatever comes our way. So let's come back into the lunge position, just reaching forward a little bit deeper. Come back onto all fours. On revient à quatre pattes ici. Posture de l'enfant. Envoie les deux bras vers l'avant. Berce le bassin de droite à gauche. Let your hips rock a little bit side to side. Releasing through the spine. Take another couple of breaths. And we'll come forward again now here from all fours, à quatre pattes, mais on va descendre sur le ventre. Okay, so as we come down, bow, chin, chest lower towards the floor. Send your legs back behind you and walk the legs as far as you can. Allonge les jambes vers l'arrière. On va commencer avec les pieds un peu plus larges. Let's start with the feet a little bit wider, hip to shoulder distance apart. Anchor into your hips and your pubic bone. Les mains plus loin devant, cobra. This is a more forgiving extension through the spine when the hands are farther ahead of you and wide, and the feet too. And then exhale, come back down. Vas-y quelques fois comme ça. Inspire en montant. Expire en descendant. As your back warms up and you feel the front part of your body lengthen, maybe you want to take your hands a little closer to you, explore the range of motion that feels just right for you. There's no asana where we're completely static. There are always little adjustments. So anchor into the tops of your feet, anchor into your hips, and create space between the pubic bone and the navel, the spine, the sternum, the throat. Continue à allonger jusqu'au sommet de la tête en appuyant toujours dans notre base qui est en ce moment les hanches et le pubis. Et on crée de l'espace entre le pubis et le nombril, sternum, sternum la gorge. So we're going to do that one more time, and I'm going to take you deeper into one of my new favorite postures. So we come back down. Alors regarde, il y a plusieurs options. You might want to take different options. On peut soit placer le front sur les mains. You can always rest your head on your hands. But let's start with the right leg. And we can call this either the lizard pose or the gecko pose, but you're taking that leg out to about a 90-degree angle. Foot is flexed, alors pied fléchi, 90 degrés ici au genou, genou aligné avec la hanche. L'autre jambe, on l'allonge bien derrière. So stretch your left leg out as your right knee comes out to the side. Anchor into your hip bones and certainly your pubic bone to keep you grounded as the tailbone moves down. Okay, alors on descend le coccyx, appuie le pubis au sol. Déjà là, peut-être tu vas sentir l'élongation et l'ouverture dans ton psoas, les fléchisseurs de la hanche gauche. So this is going to start to open the psoas hip flexors on the left side. If you can go deeper, just lift your chest up a little higher, draw your chin in, lengthen the back of your neck. If you want to explore deeper again, send the hands farther ahead, and maybe that'll take you up a touch more. Your hips will tell you how far you need to go, and if you can't breathe, that might be too far. You may want to try those same cobra rolls that we did earlier with both legs extended. Alors, les mouvements en vague, cobra, en montant et en descendant. Qu'est-ce que ça fait pour le psoas à gauche? And then find your sweet spot. Where is that sweet spot for you right now? L'espace où est-ce que tu sens entre trop et pas assez. Ouh, juste là, je suis capable de respirer, mais c'est pas mal intense pour le psoas à gauche. Et on est capable d'appuyer le pubis et les hanches sans compresser le bas du dos. Alors, il y a toujours l'élongation au long de la colonne. Keep your spine long so you're not compressing into your lower back. Take another breath. That's been my go-to all week. And if this is really intense for you, I get it, because I remember the first time I did this, and I haven't done it in a long time. And I've just added it back into my routine. And it feels really great. So let's take it back into the cobra. Release. Allonge les deux jambes. Appuie sur les deux pieds. Une fois en extension. So just one time, lift and lower. And then practice the same thing on the other side. Okay, alors on allonge les deux jambes. 90 degrés maintenant à gauche. Pied fléchi. Genou aligné avec la hanche. Genou aligné avec la cheville. Étire la jambe droite. Try to stretch from your hip out to the tips of your toes on the right. Option 1, le front sur les deux mains. Maybe you want to rest your head on your hands and just let your body settle into this. Draw the pubic bone into the floor so the tailbone starts to extend and reach downwards. So always anchor yourself first. It's not about going higher or longer, but just kind of following the flow of sensation as you wiggle into the pose. Deuxième option, peut-être les bras plus loin devant. Next krama or next stage would be to go a little deeper here. Breathe into the hips. So when you send in your breath, imagine that you're breathing right down into the right hip flexor as you lengthen to the tips of your toes, anchoring into your hip and pubic bone before you decide to go higher. And as you extend through the spine, go long. Think of going longer as opposed to going higher. And even a little movement, 3 breaths perhaps dynamically before you find your sweet spot. Trouve ta respiration fluide, quelquefois en mouvement, et ensuite tu vas trouver la place où tu peux rester. Alors, est-ce que c'est la tête sur les mains? Est-ce que c'est les bras en avant? Les mains plus proches? Plus en extension? So it depends on your range of motion and what you're holding on to in the front body and your hips specifically. And this one is really nice. If you are the type of person that has lower back sensitivity or gets cranky if you sit too long, or I know for me, even if I go for a bike ride or an extra long hike, my hips will talk to me after, and I really need to stretch them. If I don't after a couple of days, it just dumps into my lower back. So by doing this, it just completely liberates the tension through the low back. So our psoas attaches in many places deep within and along the lower spine. Good. Let's let it go from there. Part of me wants to just stay longer, I think, on that side. So let's lengthen back into our cobra. Stretch out those legs. One more nice anterior chain. Now, does it feel different this time than the first time you did your extension? There may be more range of motion. Good. Let's push up now. Come back into a little child's pose. Give your low back a little break. You might want to stay halfway up or all the way down. Rock your hips side to side. Take a little pause. Breathe. Now let's start to roll on up again. We'll come back to that kneeling extension. Alors encore sur les genoux, tu vas plier les orteils, remonte, aligne les genoux et les hanches, descends le coccyx, main sur le bas du dos. On va aller 3 fois en mouvement avec les bras. So let's get ready here. We'll just do a few circles with our arms. So open them up first, extend through the fingertips. Take a deep breath. Et quand tu vas expirer, posture de l'enfant, alors relâche la position de tes pieds, tu t'assois vers les talons, main au sol, le front au sol. And this feels really nice to roll and round on the way up. Alors arrondis le dos quand tu vas remonter. Tu peux replier les orteils, étirer les bras et les mains au-dessus de la tête. Arc avec le haut du dos, pas le bas du dos. And then do that a couple more times. À ton rythme, vas-y encore 2 fois. Roule la colonne vertébrale. Feel the steadiness and the suppleness in your body as you do that. Again, focusing on the front part of our body. One more time, and then we'll move back into a low lunge pose. Après la dernière respiration ici, on va reprendre les mains sur les hanches, pied droit devant en lunge. So let's come back with that right foot, about a 90-degree angle. Anchor down into the ball of your foot and the heel of the foot. We'll take this a little bit deeper. So both arms extend up. Tu peux garder les orteils fléchis en arrière, le talon qui pointe vers le plafond. Attention de ne pas laisser le talon trop paresseux. So don't get lazy with that back foot. We want to make sure that there's a firmness in the lower body to support us, yet a suppleness and lengthening through the upper body. So fix your gaze on a spot several feet ahead of you and just breathe here for a moment. Feeling your foundation, pelvis neutral, tailbone extends like you're creating a rooting downwards from your tail and your knee and your front foot. Alors, quand tu sens bien enraciné, on va tourner le tronc pour une torsion. Alors, main gauche à l'extérieur de la cuisse droite, l'autre main sur le bas du dos. Okay, so feel a little counter pressure of your hand against the outside of your knee, other hand supporting your lower back. Scoot the shoulders down, turn your head. So the twist is happening mostly through the mid-thoracic spine here. You may want to advance the pose a little bit where you sink forward. Where do you feel that you find your center here? Where you feel the most steady and balanced? And with the pelvis neutral, beginning to again come into the deep psoas on the left side. So take another breath or two. And then come back through the center, arms extended upwards. Étire les bras vers le haut quand tu reviens au centre. Descends les mains en avant. Maintenant, soulève le genou en arrière. Let's lift the back knee off the floor. Rock forward and back. Pousse vers le talon en arrière. On maintient en tirant le fessier droit vers l'arrière. So imagine that you're energetically pulling that right hip back, anchoring into all your toes in the back foot. The more you have a solid foundation, the more you can hold that position. So take another deep breath in. À l'expiration, on descend à 4 pattes pour faire l'autre côté. So let's step back, either just step with your foot and change sides, or you can come to your knees if you wish, and then come into the lunge. So either way, we're doing a switch, and we'll come back into the 90-90. Okay? Comme l'autre côté, on garde les orteils fléchis, genoux alignés avec la hanche. Hanche, genou, cheville. So find that angle. Arms come up. Breathe. Find firmness and steadiness from the tips of your fingers down through the shoulder joint as the shoulder blades draw down your back. Your belly firms up, and that happens naturally when you think about drawing the tail down. So we just bring the pelvis neutral. We're not trying to flatten it. Okay, so à étirer, ouvrir l'espace ici dans notre psoas. Torsion maintenant, prepare for that twist. So dropping both arms, hand to the outside of the knee, the opposite hand. So your left hand is on your lower back. A little micro movement forward and back to find your center, that sweet spot where there's some deep sensation happening, perhaps through the right hip, the mid-thoracic spine. Try to visualize the length in your back, the depth of your breath, the grounding through your foot, your knee, and the front foot. Take another breath here. And let's come back to center. On va respirer, revenir au centre avec les bras en haut. Descends les mains en avant, hands to either side of your front foot. Scoot your back knee back just a little bit and elevate it off the floor. Press into that back heel. So get a lightness through the hips here as you pull your left sit bone back and try to even out the weight on all of your toes on the right. Okay, l'ischion gauche vers l'arrière pour balancer le bassin. Et on énergise vers nos orteils, l'arrière de notre genou vers le plafond. So strong and steady. Fix your gaze on the floor. Take a couple of breaths. And come back into all fours, à quatre pattes ou vers la planche. You can transition however it feels comfortable for you. Move to child's pose. Wiggle your hips side to side. On va aller vers le chien tête en bas avec une ouverture de la hanche. So we'll do a hip opener here. Now you might want to take a look if this is new for you. You have a couple of options. If you're not comfortable through downward dog doing this motion, it's going to be hip abduction where we lift the knee upwards here. So it's a lift and a lower. We'll do that 3 times. You can either choose to do it from table or downward dog. Tu peux choisir de rester à quatre pattes ou le chien tête en bas. Okay, so as you make your way into your downward facing dog, pedal your feet a little bit, get yourself settled. Grip your mat with your fingertips as well, so keep your wrists unweighted so that you're using your hands and fingers. So if you're coming into your downward facing dog, so here you'll just open and close, just a little hip abduction, a couple of times. Release your head and neck. Keep your spine in the same position and same weight on both hands. Ensuite, extension de la jambe. So extend into a 3-legged dog. Start to press back into that foot. Now, you don't need to exaggerate and come all the way up. I just want you to find nice length and strength through the leg. Through the shoulders, you're pressing away from the palms, chest to the thigh. On s'éloigne de nos mains, poitrine vers la cuisse. Coccyx descend, c'est comme si tu veux rapprocher le coccyx et le sternum. Plie le genou, ouverture de la hanche. From that position, then you can bend your knee and send it to the other side. But I'm still kind of drawing the tailbone under energetically, as though I want to draw the tailbone and my sternum towards one another. Pressing evenly in both hands, lengthen through the arms. Press away from the fingertips. Breathe. And just explore that openness of the hip as you send your foot to the opposite side. Descends vers le talon, active le quadriceps en arrière. Redescends ensuite, draw the foot back down. Child's pose, knees come to the floor. Relax your arms, relâche les bras, les épaules, les mains. Berce le corps, respire. Let your body settle for another 2 breaths. And then roll yourself back up. Let's do it on the other side. So same thing, if you choose to just stay on all fours, you can just work through the hip abduction a few times and then do the extension as though you're going into a bird dog and do it that way. Okay, if you want to try it from the downward facing dog, send those hands far forward, hips up and back, head released. Start to draw the heels towards the ground. Now imagine that you just want to draw the tailbone, so I'm not overly arched through the low back or dumping into the shoulders. There's really that kind of dynamic strength from your hands down to your feet. Then you can start the hip abduction, just opening and closing here through that left side. On essaie de garder toujours le même poids sur les 2 mains. Et aussi la rotation externe de notre cuisse droite. Et le quadriceps activé. Chien 3 pattes. Just send the legs straight up and back, nice and strong, without arching or over-exaggerating. Don't exploit the flexibility. Use a balance between your stability and your mobility. Après une autre respiration, flexion de genou. Et avec le coccyx qui rentre vers le sternum, là, on envoie le pied vers l'extérieur, vers l'autre côté. So careful not to overly arch the back. Keep thinking of drawing the pelvis neutral as you lift the knee and send the foot in the opposite direction. Sternum to tailbone, crown of head to floor, pressing chest towards the thighs. You lengthen through your arms and anchor into your hands and fingers. Take another breath. And then position the foot back down. Good. Draw the knees to the floor. Child's pose with a twist. Right hand will reach underneath that left arm. Face comes down to the floor. Reach both hands in opposite directions. You can either stay on the knees as you're doing in a kind of puppy stretch, or you can go back into child's. So any angle that feels good. Just enjoy the twist. Wonderful to release the shoulders, the upper back. Breathe into your belly, great for digestion, relaxation of the intestinal area. And it's a gentle inversion, so it really nourishes the frontal brain to calm the mind. You change sides, so extend your right arm forward, and then you can twist to the opposite direction, lining up your left shoulder, right out through your left fingertips. Try to keep an even weight on the knees, so either sitting back to child's pose or half puppy stretch. Ça peut être un ou l'autre, soit posture de l'enfant ou à genoux. Éloigne les deux mains. C'est merveilleux pour les muscles posturales, la souplesse de notre dos, la santé de nos intestins, système digestif et aussi, c'est une légère inversion avec la tête en bas, alors ça nourrit le cerveau frontal. Beautiful. How are we doing out there? So from here, I have a couple extra. I wanted to add in some few extra poses for the psoas and the hips. But if you feel that, oh, you know what, this kind of completes a nice round for me. From here, you could do a couple of lying poses and go into shavasana. So that could make a nice practice. I'm going to take you just for one more round here, coming into a crescent warrior. So let's come on back up. This time, we'll come back into your downward dog and walk the feet towards the hands. Alors, chien tête en bas. Nous allons marcher les pieds ensuite vers les mains. So really take your time and savor that walk through. Baby steps. Coming forward, hold the ankles, elbows wide. Tiens les chevilles. Sors les coudes vers l'extérieur. Approche le ventre vers les cuisses, le sommet de la tête vers le sol. Plante ton poids dans tes pieds, soulève les fesses en haut, sommet de la tête vers le sol. Create open and length through the whole back body here. Just balance that out a little. Mains sur les tibias, come up halfway. Just stay there and breathe. Respire, envoie les fesses vers l'arrière, le sommet de la tête vers l'avant. Respire, ensuite les mains sur les hanches, hands to hips. Come on up, extension de dos, mains sur le bas du dos. Draw the elbows towards one another. And then come back to neutral as though you're coming through a mountain pose. Big step back with the right foot, grand pas derrière avec le pied droit. Okay, so here we're coming into a form of a crescent warrior with a lateral flexion. So the idea again, see if you can bring the pelvis into neutral, send that leg back. So a couple of times you'll bend and extend. Okay, essaie d'avoir un poids égal dans tes orteils. Even out the weight in your toes. Plie, extension quelques fois. Genou en avant fléchi. Essaie de l'avancer pour aligner le genou avec la cheville. So we're just doing a couple bend and extend with the pelvis neutral. Hold it now. Find a place where you can stay and it offers that nice stretch through the hip. Ensuite, les bras en haut. Quand tu trouves la position, tu es bien balancé. Send the arms skyward. Les épaules bas. Fixe le regard au sol devant. And just find where the center is for you right now. On va aller un peu plus loin. Alors, avec le pouce et index, faire le tour de notre poignet droite. So, hug your wrist with your index and thumb. So, you're hugging your right wrist with your left hand, starting to draw the right arm towards the left. So, the idea, as you press through the right heel, push the right hip forward, and then lengthen laterally towards the left side. Now, what if you were to roll the top shoulder back just a little bit more? Si on roule l'épaule en haut vers l'arrière, d'une façon subtile, mais c'est pas si subtil en intensité. Une bonne sensation ici. Hello to the whole lateral chain and frontal chain of the body through the psoas. Take another breath. Respire. Reviens au centre. Les bras le long du corps, un petit spring dans les jambes. Stay light in your legs, step forward, deux pieds ensemble. Anchor down. Mains sur les hanches, on fait la même chose de l'autre côté. Plie les genoux, big step back. Okay. Finding the position again. So lining up ankle and knee. Bend and extend that back knee a little bit, quelquefois en mouvement. Étire les orteils de ton pied en arrière, crée de l'espace entre les orteils. Extension et flexion de ton genou. Quand tu trouves le milieu, le ballon entre les deux pieds, on reste. Finding that dynamic balance between both legs. And just hang there for a moment. Good. Shoulders down. Extend those arms up. So your lower body is your foundation, really rooting and grounding. We need that these days. Builds our resiliency, builds our connection to the earth. So no matter what comes our way, we are grounded and we can make the best decisions for ourselves. Draw those front ribs into your body to lengthen your spine more if you can. Les côtes à l'intérieur ici en avant. Flexion latérale, on prépare. Alors, avec la main droite, on va tirer sur le poignet gauche. Flexion latérale vers la droite. Ouvre un petit peu l'épaule supérieure vers l'arrière. So there's lots of things happening here in your body. Pressing through the back heel. Left front hip is moving forward. We're laterally moving to the right side. Top shoulder rolling just very subtly back. Breathing in and out deeply. Letting the energy rise from the base of your spine to the crown. Really dynamic poses here to energize the body. You'll be all ready for your Friday night and Easter weekend. Hands come back to the hips. Spring in those legs. Deux pieds ensemble en avant. Et inspire les deux bras en haut. So extend upwards. Good. Without arching, just find length. Strength through the lower body, length through the upper body. Respire. Mains sur les hanches. Plie les genoux ici un petit peu. Sors les fesses. Flexion de tronc. Slow motion. Forward flexion on the way down. Good. Let's take one final bonus here for the legs. So lunge back with your right foot, main au sol, pied droit derrière. Okay, final opening here, the psoas and the hip flexors. So nice and strong and long in the back leg, well balanced. Essaie de balancer ton poids. Active les abdominaux. Draw your core in. Now, can you take a bit of weight off those fingers? Maybe take one finger at a time off the floor. On enlève le poids de nos mains. And we're going to sweep the hands just half circle around the foot. Est-ce que tu peux soulever les mains? On se tient quand même solide dans nos jambes et on fait une forme de demi-cercle avec les mains. Vas-y 3-4 fois. Tracing a half circle or half moon around that front foot. Good. And then hands come back to the floor. Replace les mains au sol. Respire. Deux pieds ensemble. Inspire demi, juste la moitié. On lève mi-chemin. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Bend both knees. Plie les deux genoux. Pied gauche derrière. Big step back left. And pause. Find the stability. Okay, connecte avec le ballon pour trouver la stabilité. Enlève un peu de poids de chaque doigt. Unweight each one of your fingers. And then when you're ready, just kind of half moon, sweeping the hands around the front foot. Respire. Good. Activate your back leg to hold your balance. And one more time like that. Ensuite, les mains au sol devant. Respire. Et cette fois-ci, planche, so step back this time to plank. Draw the knees to the floor. And child's pose, posture de l'enfant. Respire. Envoie les deux bras vers le côté droit. Send both hands to the right. Left hand on top of the right. Main gauche sur la main droite. Tire le bassin vers la gauche. Respire ici. Descends l'air vers le bas du dos. Feel the heat in your body, energy definitely circulating more. This was designed to be more of a dynamic practice, to draw the prana upwards and really open the anterior chain of the body. Beautiful. Try that on the other side. Vas-y avec les deux mains de l'autre côté. Tire le bassin, les hanches vers la droite. Les mains à gauche, respire dans les côtes. C'était une pratique plus dynamisante qui a bien ouvert la chaîne antérieure de notre corps et revient vers le centre. Good. Let's come back into a seated position here and just start to slow down again through those hips. I hope your hips feel a lot happier than when you started. You'll see how they feel a lot more loosened up if you go for a walk later on this evening or just in any of your day-to-day or evening activities. You'll probably notice a little bit more suppleness. So you can test here with a seated windshield wiper position. C'est une de mes postures préférées. I really love all the different forms of windshield wiper because it's wonderful for the rotators of the hips. So this is just a nice simple version. I'll show you a few and you can choose how you want to play with it. Alors, rotation externe et interne ici de la hanche, droite et gauche. Okay. Tu peux aller plus loin. Let me show you a couple of other options here. You can go deeper. Quand les genoux sont rendus vers la droite, tu peux soulever le fessier gauche et tirer le bras gauche en haut. So I can just come onto my right hip as I lift my left hip off the floor and lengthen the left side of the body. Or lift the hips off the floor, press through the hand, and also support my body with my knees. So as the bum comes forward, oh, that opens so beautifully through the side and the front body as well. Alors, essaye, choisis l'amplitude qui te fait du bien. You choose your flow. Tu peux rester au sol, les fesses au sol. Position 2, avec le fessier qui remonte. Ou de soulever les fesses, rentre les fesses, allonge la taille. Wonderful lateral flexion. Draw the bum in. And with a gentle back extension, you'll feel that also through the front body. Creating space, and where there's more space, there's more light. This whole practice about light and joy. How about another time each side? Okay. And for those of you who like working through stability, let me show you one more just for fun before starting to rest. Okay. J'ai une dernière, ceux qui aiment pratiquer en stabilité. Now, if you have any knee sensitivity, I wouldn't recommend this one as much. You want to be really careful. But if you're used to doing stability, mobility work, you can try this. Hands behind your head. Press your head into your hands. Draw the chin in. Open the hands or the elbows nice and wide. Alors, on appuie la tête contre les mains, les coudes larges. Tu peux faire la même chose, juste essuie-glace pour commencer. This is a good starting point here. Try to keep the spine long as you come back through the center. Okay, now if your knees are in good shape, your hips are mobile, you can come up onto the knees. Lift. Back down. Windshield wiper to the other side. Lift. Si les genoux sont en bon état, bonne santé, le bassin aussi, tu peux faire la même chose comme ça. Puis ça se voyage un peu. Usually find myself on the other end of the room when I do this. Lift and open. Good. So choose your flow. One last time. This is our grand finale. On commence à terminer la pratique. Et on va retourner au sol quand c'est fini. So as you finish up that last flow, find the center of your mat, my friends, and we'll just slow it right down. On commence à compléter notre pratique ensemble. Descends sur le dos, rapproche les genoux vers la poitrine. Interlace les doigts sur la jambe droite, allonge la jambe gauche au sol. Hug your right thigh, extend your left leg out onto the floor. Create again length, press through the heel. I like to take this time usually just to let my right knee fall into my elbow crease. With my left hand, just kind of massage the left hip flexor area and through the adductors. So offer yourself a nice massage right now. Donne-toi un bon massage. Tu peux juste tenir ta jambe soit avec ta main droite ou ton coude ici à droite et masser la hanche gauche avec pouce, doigt. Et flexion de ton pied pour allonger la jambe jusqu'au talon. Respire, tout retourne au calme. Slowing the breath, slowing the body down. And just bring that knee back in towards the center. Hug your thigh towards you. Lift your chin to your chest, your forehead to your knees. Soulève la tête, les épaules, menton vers la poitrine. Respire une fois. Inspire ensuite et retiens le souffle. Et à l'expiration, descends la tête et les épaules. Exhale, release it all. Good. Pause. Let's hug the other knee into the chest. Change de côté. Allonge la jambe droite. Retiens la cuisse gauche. Tu peux le tenir avec ta main si tu veux. Je préfère juste laisser mon genou rentrer dans l'intérieur de mon coude. So I usually just like to let that leg hang out into the inner crease of the elbow. And again, just start your nice little hip massage here. Use your thumb, your fingers, and get into the hip flexor. I'll sometimes, at night especially, without doing this whole routine, I sometimes just work through the diaphragm here with my fingers. Alors, tu peux aussi masser au niveau de ton diaphragme, doucement. Just feeling the breath flow, seeing if there's any pressure points in there that you just could release with your fingers, the massage, your breath, your intention. Just moving your foot around, you'll feel the different sensations through the leg as well. And then after another breath, quand on termine, on peut rapprocher les deux genoux. Last time, just take both thighs back in. And then with both knees drawn in towards your chest, let's just enjoy a double knee twist. Now, if the back is sensitive, maybe the feet on the floor is more appropriate, letting the knees move side to side. Tu peux garder les pieds au sol ou les pieds soulevés pour une torsion des deux genoux. Lentement, on laisse les genoux aller vers la droite. Si tu veux laisser les pieds aller au sol, tu peux placer la main droite sur l'extérieur de ta cuisse gauche. La tête tourne à gauche. So gentle twist either with the feet on the floor or up close, elevated. Take a few breaths and then you may want to move to the other side. Just follow your own pace here. Tu peux aller dans l'autre sens. Si les genoux touchent au sol, tu peux placer la main gauche sur la cuisse droite. Ideally, I encourage you to keep your upper back firmly anchored to the floor here. If that's not possible, then you may need to adjust your foot position, perhaps keeping the feet on the floor and just moving your knees away from you a bit more as opposed to closer to you. So play with the angle a bit. Grand respire. Let's exaggerate 1 or 2 deep breaths into the belly, just to release through the diaphragm. Release through the front body with the breath now. The back body and a nice twist for the low back, hip area. Et on va préparer pour notre dernière posture de relaxation. Si tu sens qu'il y a un dernier mouvement ou posture que tu as le goût de faire avant d'arriver ou des étirements, vas-y. Just take a final few moments of flow on your own. If there's any final stretches or postures that you feel the need to practice right now, take the time to do it. We'll get ready for Shavasana, so you may want a blanket close by, a pillow, a sweater, some socks. C'est un bon moment de mettre des bas ou un chandail, aller chercher une couverture. And as you make your way into final resting pose, une des postures le plus importantes dans notre pratique pour intégrer le travail. This is an integrative pose. It's actually one of the most important postures in the yoga asana practice. Shavasana is learning how to teach our nervous system now just to relax and restore. So after all the work that you've just done, you've opened up a lot of energy channels. It's time now for the body to do its own work, so just trust the wisdom of your body. Shake out whatever needs to be shaken out. Tu peux brasser le corps ici un peu, respire. Et on fait confiance à la sagesse de notre corps maintenant. Les yeux fermés, le menton légèrement rapproché pour allonger la nuque. Les jambes séparées, les bras ouverts légèrement avec le paume des mains tourné vers le plafond. Keep your legs nice and wide, your arms slightly parted with your palms facing upwards. Draw your chin just slightly towards your chest to lengthen the back of your neck. Now breathe in deeply Exhale with a sigh. Inspire profondément. Expire avec un soupir. Cède le poids au sol. Relâche tout. Enjoy this time now to scan your body like a photocopier from head to toe, releasing any tightness, tension, resistance. Comme un photocopieur, on scanne le corps, un balayage de la tête aux pieds. Relâchez toute résistance, tension. La respiration est tout naturelle. Just tune into the natural flow of breath. Feeling gradually each part of your body descend and melt into the floor as your muscles relax. You may repeat a mantra in your head or a self-affirmation, encouraging your body and your mind to release more fully. Avec l'affirmation que nous allons répéter, on relaxe le corps et l'esprit. My body is relaxed. My mind is at ease. My heart is at peace. Mon corps est détendu. Mon esprit est calme. Mon cœur est en paix. Enjoy these next few minutes in stillness and silence before I invite you back. On reste tranquille et en silence pendant quelques minutes avant que je vous rappelle. Et graduellement, on ramène l'attention vers notre corps, pédale les pieds, on bouge les extrémités. As you bring your conscious awareness back to your body, pedal your feet, start to wiggle and move the extremities. Stretch your body gradually, gently, instinctively. Commence à étirer ton corps. Graduellement, respire et quand c'est le bon moment, tu peux rouler sur un côté et revenir assis. As you take a few moments to stretch and come back to this moment, you can roll onto your right side and then gradually make your way back into sitting position. Once you've made your way back into a sitting position, I invite you to close your eyes and sit still for these final moments of our practice together. Une fois assis, reste tranquille, en silence, avec les yeux fermés pour quelques instants. On complète notre pratique ensemble. Ressens les effets de ta pratique au niveau de l'esprit, le corps, ton énergie. Scan your body once again, feeling the effects of your practice in your mind, your body, your heart, your energy. Alors on maintient cette intention du début de notre pratique, comme le sève qui monte les érabliers, de remonter le pranant de la base vers le sommet de la tête. Feeling the sap rise, or the prana rise in your body, cultivating more energy with these kind of practices, cultivating lightness, more joy. On invite de la légèreté, la joie dans nos cœurs. Même durant des moments difficiles, nous avons toujours notre pratique, nous avons toujours notre respiration. Learn in times of challenge to come back to your breath, to come back to stillness, and know that you have everything inside of you to move forward. So take a moment now to draw your hands together at your heart. Reprends les deux mains ensemble au niveau de ton cœur, la tête penchée doucement. En namasté vers soi-même, acknowledging yourself for having taken this time for you. Create an intention for the rest of this evening, going into this weekend. Crée une intention personnelle pour ce soir, ce week-end. Continue cultivating your own self-care. Continue à prendre soin de toi. On prend une dernière respiration ensemble. Flotte les bras en haut. Let's complete with a final breath with our arms floating upwards. Draw the hands back to your center. Reviens vers le centre. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this Friday Flow live at 5. I'm Laura Warf, and you can find this practice afterwards. It'll stay on my page, and I'll share it also onto the Laura Warf Happiness page. And for my members of School of Happiness, this will also be on the members platform at the schoolofhappiness.ca. So if you found this practice helpful, I always appreciate your shares, and I love reading all of your comments. I do my best to answer all of them. So thank you for sharing, and reach out if you have any other questions or comments. Namaste. Bye for now. Happy Easter. Have a great weekend. Enjoy, and we'll see you next Friday. Bye for now.